Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. My apologies for being late, right? I am sorry. As you can see here, look, Wayman, send a link, please.
I always get the blame. So I was.
You was getting in there beforehand. Oscar?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I always get the blame for being late. So I don't know. I was hearing two things then. I could hear you, and then you were kind of like lagging behind. I was thinking, hang on, I could hear Wayman twice here. What's going on? Right, it's all good. It's all good.
I was like, everyone, what's going on? Have I entered into like another realm then? Everyone just went really quiet.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it was. It was bad. It was bad. Thank you. Anyway, we've got Elena. As you can see, the chat is buzzing. Elena is back in the house. We've got loads to go through today, guys. We're gonna go through. We're gonna update everyone where everyone stands with the points.
No, don't do that.
Oh,
don't
yes,
do that.
Please.
In terms of our predictions, we're gonna chat Harry Kane, and obviously him staying at Spurs. He's just scored for Spurs as well, and who better to get than, of course, Elena? We've got Ronaldo to City, what that might mean and what that looks like for Manchester United, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. We'll have a little chat about the Champions League groups. And, of course, Lord Bamford finally, deservedly getting his England call up. Who needs Harry Kane when you've got Patrick Bamford? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. No Mikel Antonio, though. We'll talk about that, actually, because...
Plays for Jamaica, man, now. He's a Jamaican boy. Yeah, serious. He's got 8 games between now and Christmas, so his hamstrings are going to be put through the ringer, unfortunately.
When did he,
I think it was...
been the case?
No, I mean, he kind of wanted to play for England. I think he got to one of Sam Allardyce's teams and he never got to play. But I think ever since Southgate hasn't really looked at him as a striker, he's just said, look, I'll go and play over for Jamaica. But they got a tasty team, Jamaica. So I'm looking forward to seeing him if they get through in the World Cup. And obviously Mickey's in great form. So let's hope he gets there.
He just needs to sort out his movie knowledge, doesn't it? That were cringy ass when he went, have you not seen Save the Last Dance?
Well, hang on a minute. Let's not dig out Mikel Antonio here, a Personality of the Year award. Do you know what I mean? Who gets out a cardboard cutout of himself at a game like that? That's just unprecedented.
But it was supposed to be Dirty Dancing.
Look, my movie knowledge is terrible. So who am I to tell Mickey what he's talking about?
Why is he getting the cardboard cut out in the first place? Why is he doing that?
If this was Patrick Bamford, the narrative would be different. Lord Bamford with his cutout.
It's all about him. It's all about Antonio. It's all about him.
Of course it is. He come record Premier League goal scorer for West Ham. You know what I mean? He's got a. He loves a good celebration.
I will say on that, Corey, right? It's 47 goals.
It's 49 now. Oh, what the record?
The 49 now.
Yeah.
49 He's been there 10 years. He's been there 10 years as well.
Behave yourself. 6. There's a big difference, man.
6? That's not much better.
4 years, bro. That's like 4 seasons. That's quite a fair stretch. He was a right back.
The worst part is Mark Noble's like 4th.
I cannot believe. You lot in particular, you've been out the Prem for God knows how long. You come up and then you start slating our goal scoring record. Honestly.
My bad. Right. Let's get straight into last week's predictions anyway and scores. Yeah, we know that Oscar was on like -5, was it? I think at the time. Elena's going to be predicting for locks this week, so hopefully she can get him some points on the board. But I'll just quickly show you this week's points. Let me take that off there. I'm always doing this. I will get better. So as you can see, week 2. I mean, if I remember rightly, I said 5-0, and I had Oscar telling me, where are they going to get the goals? They don't have goals.
It's Norwich. It's Norwich. No, hang on a second. They've just played Norwich. Don't see started that yet. Let's just settle down a bit on that.
To be fair, Oscar, I should be getting the stick. I put 2-0. You put 4-1.
I know. I'm the one getting the stick.
Fair point. But in terms of what we got, so myself and Corey both on 14 for last week. KG pulled in 3 points and Oscar got 8, which means Oscar has now 3 points. We've got Locks on 14, me on 21 and Corey on 25. If you're wondering what this means here, the times 3, it's just how many correct scores. Just in case at the end of the season, if it's level, whoever gets the most points. I just want to shout out big Lee Smith as well, who takes the time to do that for us week in, week out. So big shout out for Lee Smith. So that's where we currently land. But let's move straight on. We've not actually had a chance to chat to her yet, or for a very long time. We're going to talk about this man here, absolutely wounded. The anguish on his face shows it all that he's not moving to Manchester City. Elena, I think she's froze just as about we're going to her. And she froze. She's froze. Who wants to start us off? Oscar. Oh no, she's back. Are you back, Elena?
I think Elena's back there.
Is she back? No. Oscar. Start us off. Every time I start talking to you, mate, she moves.
It's back. It's back. I don't know what happened.
There you go.
Right. Talk to us about Harry Kane.
What do you want to know? I don't really want to talk.
Why? Tell me why you don't want to talk.
Because I don't want to play that don't want to play it for my club.
Oh, you do want him.
So
why don't you want him though?
To me, it's irrelevant. Like, you're good, yeah, but you don't want to be here. So
she's having a nightmare, isn't she? Right.
Let me fix my.
I'm going to come back to you, Elena, right?
I'm going
to. Oscar,
were
you? Okay, no worries. Oscar, were you shocked, obviously, this week when the news came out where Harry Kane tweeted out that he said he was, I'm happy with all the support I got during the Wolves game, therefore I'm going to stay? Like, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Well, I think we all know he's not decided to stay at Tottenham just because the Tottenham fans gave him a nice reception at Wolves away. That's a nonsense thing that he's put out on that tweet, and we all know it is. It's a bit of a token gesture. Yeah, exactly. But look, at the end of the day, it's not a massive surprise, if I'm being honest. I think obviously trying to do business with Daniel Levy is never easy. I think if you want to leave Tottenham and you're a top player, you've got to go to the extreme lengths of refusing to train, refusing to play and that lot. And really, Kane kind of sort of went halfway kind of thing. He sort of said, okay, I'll refuse to train for a week. And then he just came back. And you're thinking, you kind of have to go all the way or not at all kind of thing for me if you're going to go use them tactics. And he didn't really. And to be honest, I think the longer time's kind of gone on, obviously there's been mentions of Lewandowski to City, Ronaldo to City, which we're of course going to talk about. Haaland is even available next summer. Mbappe, all these different names. You start to think, if Kane's that much of a done deal and City are that willing to pay the fee, you probably would just kind of get the deal done now from Tottenham's point of view and from City's point of view. So the longer it went on, the more and more it felt like it just wasn't going to happen. So yeah, not a massive surprise, but I think for Kane now, he's probably entering that Alan Shearer at Newcastle kind of territory now, where if he doesn't go next summer, then he's getting on to about 30 in 2 years' time, I think. I think he's 30 in 2 years' time. Probably not going to get that big move after that. And then you look at the likes of Haaland, Mbappe. Mbappe's free next summer. Haaland's available for 60 mil. I think Kane might have lost his opportunity there to get the big move.
Do you think that's it then? Yeah, I'm of that thinking as well.
Yeah,
like I don't know where your head's at, Corey. I was actually shocked that the move didn't go. I thought it was definitely going to happen. Really shocked.
I'm ready.
I think
obviously.
Hey.
I'm ready, by the way.
Do you want to go full tilt with it? I'll let you go.
Come on.
Come on then, Elena. Go full tilt.
I don't see. Right, what's annoying me is how everyone's acting like, oh, doesn't he deserve this move? Oh, let's all be respectful and let him, thank you so much and go to City and go and win the title with one of our rivals. No, why should I be happy that someone that's supposed to be my Mr. Tottenham now wants to go play for Manchester City? Like, why should I be happy for you? Like, no, I'm not going to sit here and be all, thank you for scoring against West Brom and against Norwich and against Stoke. But, you didn't score in any final, did you? You didn't win us nothing. But thank you so much.
This is
I love this.
Right. Have you know? Right. Wait. Are you telling me a player of 150 million can't do it himself? Can't do nothing himself? He's created 0 chances in 0 finals.
You would have been literally 15th last year without Harry Kane. And I'm not exaggerating.
Do I deny that? But I also understand that he plays for my club and he hasn't been clutch at all. When we've needed him.
He scores every time you play Arsenal, though, right? That's a dog.
Yeah, but that is Arsenal.
Granted, but it's a big
game. If you're not scoring against Arsenal, there's big questions, isn't there?
Listen, that's the only big game I can say he scores in. He hasn't scored against City in 5 years. 5 years he hasn't scored against City. Don't tell me that he's not to blame as well. Like, this is what's annoying, right? No, because you're not going to say, because you'd be nowhere without him. He plays for my club. If he's world class, yeah, you're world class. Why can't he be club? Why is he never the Drogba player? Why are you never the player that is able to do something when you're useless? Absolutely nothing. He's done nothing when it comes down to it. When it comes down to that last push, Kane does nothing. So I'm not going to sit here and act like he's so entitled to go to Manchester City and get 100 chances created for him because he'll win the league easily. I'm not saying that he's not a good player. He's best striker in the league. There's no denying that. Like, I don't deny that he's the best striker in the league. What I deny is his big game moments. Like, he doesn't have big game moments. Well, let me tell you, in the Champions League, against Dortmund, he scored 1 goal in the second leg to send us through, Does he score that same goal if we're 0-0 in the first leg? I don't think so. He's never been able to do that. We were 3-0 up. That's not funny. It's actually true. We were 3-0 up. And then he scored
it is
goal.
True.
It is true. He's never been that player to be a big moment player, though. Other than Arsenal, he's never done it. Ever.
Okay. But what I would say to you, he hasn't scored against City for how many seasons?
5.
5, right? Within them 5 seasons, how many goals has he got, do you reckon? Off the top of your head? 100 and odd? More?
I mean, loads. But that doesn't mean that you're a big game player. There's a difference between being a world-class striker and then the moment. The moment is a big deal. If you're supposed to be a £150 million player that is the best striker in the world to some, you're telling me you can't create nothing in a big moment.
What I'd say is that I personally think Kane isn't at the level of a Lewandowski, a Suarez, or Aguero of recent years. I've never seen him at that level. I think he's world class,
moments, right? Because of the big moments.
There's that. You look at Suarez, Lewandowski, Aguero.
It's not funny when Oscar says it.
No, he is world class, though. He's been a fantastic player for Tottenham. Come on, later. He has been an outstanding player for Tottenham.
Did I deny his clutch moments? Did I deny him being world class?
No, that's true. I think Aguero, Lewandowski, Benzema, Suarez, they've all got these kind of clutch moments about them, and that's why I think he's probably just the bracket below that. He's still world class, but Tottenham will definitely be a better team going forward, having Kane in the team for me, though.
I think we don't spend 150 million in that squad without selling him. So, and I think that squad needs serious damage control. So if I'm looking at the longevity of it, this is a player that now doesn't want to be here. Actively did interviews saying you don't want to be here. Now we've had to keep him, not improve the defense to the extent we should have no creative player in our midfield, have one striker in Harry Kane, which didn't even commit to the season, by the way. He committed to the summer. Can
I just say something? He will be the reason. I think you can get top 6 because of Harry Kane. I genuinely think
we could also go and improve that whole team.
I'm not saying you can't, but do you think it would be too risky to let him go, spend 150 mil with a manager that not everyone's convinced on, and then you start sliding? Because Kane will guarantee you 20 goals.
The DOF to me is very important. If we didn't have the DOF, then I wouldn't want the money. But the fact that we have someone which, in my opinion, is better than nothing. We haven't had a DOF in a very long time. The fact we've got Paratici in, I feel like we should be able to spend money in a better way than we ever have. Now, I understand the Bale money, the Walker money. I get it. I've seen it happen before. But we didn't have this DOF. And I just feel like if we had 150 million, that is we need. Do you know how many players we need to be that, up there with where we're supposed to be? We need another centre back, a right back, 2 strikers if Kane goes, and a creative player at the least. That's first team players. They're not like bench players. So we're not going to go and do that without getting that Kane money. I think for the longevity, this is poor business from Tottenham. I think the longevity of Tottenham, we should have sold.
What do you make then to the? And by the way, he's just scored again. So this is what Harry Kane.
You realise who he's playing, yeah? You do know who he's playing, yeah?
And he's still scored, right? Is all I'm saying. He's back. He scored 2 goals, right?
Okay. I'm pretty sure you stick me up top. I could score 2 goals against them. But anyway.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you not lose to them last week?
Because Winks is horrible. Winks is worse
because
than
you didn't have Harry Kane.
Winks up the first.
No, on a level though. Elena, what do you make to also news coming out today that he could be looking to sign a new deal at Tottenham up to 400 grand a week? What are your thoughts on that?
With a release clause. He needs a release clause so he doesn't have this same saga. This is what I'm saying. When people say to me, oh, don't you feel sorry for him? No. You signed a 6-year deal with no release clause at a club that had the same board. It's not like we changed board. It's not like anything's really changed other than the manager. You signed a 6-year deal with no release clause and then you want to throw your toys out the pram. Like, to me, it's not worth it. Like, it's just stupid. So at the end of the day, I don't owe City nothing. If we deem 150 to 160 million pounds fit for our talisman, then you need to pay that because it's his fault. So he shouldn't be throwing his toys out the pram. Having a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy is the worst thing you could do. So him signing a new contract is needed because at the end of the day, next season he ain't going to go for that much because he ain't going to have that much. He's not going to have that much money. So that much on his contract to get that much money. So we need either sign a new deal or sell him ASAP. Otherwise, we're going to lose money or have to keep him. And I don't want to keep a player.
What do you think to that, Eleni, in the fact that Harry Kane, for me, I think he's done now. He stays at Tottenham. For me personally, I think I look next summer. Even if, let's say, he moves next summer, you're not going to get anywhere close to even the 125 that was that they bid. You're not going to get anywhere close.
Unless he has a contract with like a decent release.
Yeah, fair. Which he might do in terms. He might come to an agreement like, look, I'll, a bit like Grealish did. Yeah, that could happen. But I think it's poor from Levy because, like you said, next season, if he does move, I don't think he will. I think that's him because I think like Haaland's available next summer, etc. City will probably enter that race. Maybe Kane rocks up at Man United. You never know, but I could see that happening now.
Yeah.
United could get Kane because United are the only other club other than City that will pay their way.
If United don't get Haaland, they'll get Kane, I think. Yeah. And it'll make sense as well.
Yeah, it would make sense for them. But do you think it's poor though, Elena, because come next summer, you won't have that type of cash, whereas this summer you could have.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is we've managed to keep him for one summer, right? Cool. We've kept a world-class player. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm angry with keeping him, but I'm not ecstatic with keeping him because the business side of it doesn't make sense to me. Like, we could have cashed in because we're not going to go and get that money out of our pockets. We could have cashed in and gone and spent that money on the team that needed to be spent on. Like, we need a good handful of first team players. So for me, I do think it's poor. They offered us 150 million euros, which added up to about 127 million pounds. For me, I would have taken it. Or I would have pushed for 100 million plus Laporte because they offered Laporte with 75 million. So if you push for 100 plus Laporte, I would put your hand up.
They offered Laporte?
They offered Laporte with 75 million.
I said this a couple of weeks ago that if I was Tottenham, I'd have pushed for Laporte and Bernardo Silva if I was, to sort the creativity, defensive side of it, and I'd have took it at that point. 75 mil plus Laporte.
I think that's insulting. No,
I think they would have got more. I think you 75
Bernardo
plus
Silva. Wasn't Bernardo in the conversation as well? No.
That's
no,
it.
no, Fab tweeted exactly that Laporte was offered. That's the only one we
Right,
know
okay.
100%. But what I get what you're saying, as in like I wouldn't have taken 75. I would have pushed for 100 million at least plus Laporte, but 70 to 75 million I wouldn't have taken. If it basically their offer added up to 100 million as a sum, it was like their offer added up to 100 million. That's not enough.
Yeah, but Laporte's worth more than 25. There's no.
I mean,
Laporte's
it might
one
not
of
have
the
been
best.
75, but what they've said is what they've actually offered us was up to 100 million. That was their official bid. For me, you spent 100 million on Grealish. Kane's a better player than Grealish. Kane is more valuable to Tottenham. Like, Grealish is not worth 100 million, yeah, but he's that much value to Villa. Now, how valuable is Kane to Tottenham? Like, we deem that value because he has that years on his contract. It's his fault at that point. Do you know what I mean? So for me, yeah, I think that I would have taken the money. I would have taken 127 million, 100%.
Corey, what do you think? Do you think what are your thoughts towards City? Like, if they've bid up to this 127 million and Levy's wanting, 150, do you think they should have gone all out and just give them what they want for the sake of? I know it's easy for us to say for the sake of 25 million when you're already giving 127, but it's what they need, right?
And it's mad, mate. I think they could have. This was the only window they could do it because of FFP's been. I think it's less stringent, so you could have gone and spent 250 mil in total. I would have done it. I think it was a bit of a no-brainer for City. I think it would have won them the league. I think they could have competed for the Champions League. I think you would have scored 30 goals. It would have been unbelievable. But I think when I hear interviews from Guardiola, and don't get me wrong, he does put a few white lies in there or serious lies about how much money they got to spend. They don't want to be bullied around. And I think with Levy as well, you know how stringent he is on price tags.
He wasn't negotiating.
Who, Levy?
Yeah, he wasn't going to go into negotiations. It was 100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And City's stance on it was we're not going to try and we just aren't going to pay it. I thought it was a bit weird. We'll talk about Ronaldo later. I think it could be a little bit of a masterstroke. I'm sure we'll get onto it. But surprised he never left. If I'm honest. I had him bang on to leave. Just thought
the thing is, what I will add is people say, oh, the club, when he missed training and, his England teammates weren't back yet. So he made an agreement with the club. Well, why would we be fining him then? Like, what I'm saying
I don't believe, and I agree with you there, Elena. That was all. Yeah. That was all Harry Kane.
But do you not think that's disrespectful?
100%. Like, I get it. I do.
That's what I'm saying. No matter how good you are.
Do you think he really wants to stay? Do you think he really wants to stay? He's lying on that tweet, isn't he? Really?
Because he has to.
What's next? What's next for Harry Kane?
He's the captain tonight. That's embarrassing.
The only thing is,
he moves now.
What about January?
I laughed at Arsenal when Arsenal put Xhaka as captain after coming out saying you wanted to go to Roma. Kane's captain tonight. He was literally in a battle with City like a day ago. Like, it's just embarrassing. The whole thing is embarrassing to me.
I don't think the Kane situation is like Xhaka's a tool, man. Kane's Spurs through and through. I get he wanted to move, but you got to understand the reason that he wanted to make the move because he wants to win things. It's not a case of
has he had the chance to win things at Tottenham? Has he had the chance to win things at Tottenham?
Yeah, but you can't lay that all. You cannot lay that all on his door. You're laying it all on his door, Elena.
No, I'm not. The whole team have been crap. But if you're that good of a player as you are supposed to be,
he can't drive
Is he supposed to be up there with all the best strikers in the world? Yeah, he is. He's supposed to be one of the best strikers in the world. You tell me you can't create nothing. You can't do nothing for yourself.
That's rubbish, man. He's done so many chances. He's created how many goals has he scored?
I would agree with bits of what Elena said there.
But what Elena, in effect,
if he was,
right, you had the opportunity to win something and you messed it up. No,
I don't agree with that. But
and we're talking
if he
about
was,
one player, can we start talking about the other players as well? Because I can go through the whole 11. But Kane is the one we're talking about.
If Kane was the best striker in the world,
do I hold Sissoko to the same standard I hold Kane? No. Kane's you're supposed to be world class, so obviously you're going to get more blame. Like De Bruyne in a City team, when he plays useless, gets more blame than a Mendy.
Is there not any part of you that looks
what I'm saying is, Kane. I said Kane wants to leave to win things. Yeah, Kane wants the league to win things, and your response was, well, he's had an opportunity to.
Has he? Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has, though.
Yeah, but not as much as he would get. It was
not as much, so we have to go to the easiest club now. What we're saying is...
But Joe, what I'd say is, if Kane was the best striker in the world, which I don't think he is personally, I think he's world class, but I wouldn't say he's the best in the world. I don't think he's up there for Haaland, Lewandowski. Would he not have won something by now with Tottenham?
No.
Would he not have stood? Would he not have stepped up in one of their finals?
You lot
make in one of them finals, even for England,
right, so let me say
against
this
Italy.
Let me say this to you, right? We're back into this sort of debate where, you can't be classed as the best player in the world or ever if you don't win something major. Now, okay, Messi has won.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's... Listen, you can play well and lose the game. I've never had
it's a similar sort of
final where I said Kane's played well and we still lost the game.
Messi, look at Messi's trophy cabinet. That's come on, man.
Right?
No, but I feel like people forget that. At least I haven't walked away from a final saying, "Oh, at least Kane played well. Kane did everything he could today. It's not on him."
I just don't think we can have that argument. It's just
what about Steven Gerrard at Liverpool then?
So you're saying he shouldn't be able? So he needs the whole team to play well for him to play well in a final.
You
yeah?
cannot tell me Tottenham with
DVG was a different breed, man.
Yeah, but that's what
Liverpool
we're talking.
Tottenham's team that made
no.
Final,
That Liverpool team.
But a different DNA, though. I mean, Tottenham haven't won anything since '91.
No,
Liverpool
that's fair.
You're saying that as a world-class player, he's just cursed because he's at Tottenham.
No, I'm not saying he's immune.
He can't do anything in the final because he plays for Tottenham.
But I think being part of Tottenham is a big problem. I do.
I think there's so many.
You cannot tell me
Harry
when
Kane
you were second or third in the league that you thought you were going to win it. Never.
You excuse every performance. You excuse every performance in a final because it's Tottenham.
No, what finals is Harry Kane? How many finals has Harry Kane performed? Genuinely, I don't know the answer.
He's played 4 finals and created 4 shots. 4 shots. Do you know how bad that is?
So what are these 4 finals?
2 League Cup finals, the Champions League final, and obviously the Euros.
Right. So who are the opposition in these games?
Liverpool in the Champions League, which they were awful, by the way. They weren't good that game. So there's no excuse there. Just because you're on paper worse doesn't mean you can't then show up on the day. Chelsea in the League Cup, City in the League Cup, which again, they were awful last season in the League Cup final. Absolutely awful. Chelsea, again, weren't great in the other League Cup final. And obviously...
But good teams, yeah? Good teams. Right? Good teams. Now,
you can't do any. You can't have it more than a shot.
I get it, Elena, right? But when we're talking about, like, for me anyway, and I'm not like, this is a fair conversation to have, like, 4 trophy final opportunities in how many years?
Well, I'm going to go from when we actually started competing. So, 5 years, 6 years?
Okay. He would probably get that at City next season. Has he
performed in semi-finals? No.
But what I'm saying to you is about winning things. There is a realistic... Right. If he went to City, Premier League, bag. In the bag. Carabao Cup in the bag.
Yeah, because you've got a world-class team around you. But what I'm saying is,
That's the argument.
But that doesn't make. But to be fair, that doesn't make Kane a better player.
You're saying he can't do anything more. What we're saying is he gets off scot-free. He can't do nothing more in these finals.
He can, but it's just the point that when you look at Man City, how many match winners have they got in their side if someone doesn't turn up? 5, 6. Tottenham had 1 or 2 in Son.
We've had to rely on Son to be our biggest game player in semi-finals as well.
I know, but I think it's more of a collective.
Because Kane
doesn't
do it in semi-finals either.
I think in finals the whole team's responsible. You can't put it down to just Harry Kane.
Then when he's played useless in semis as well.
I don't know. I don't watch too much of Tottenham, so I can't remember in 90 minutes.
But this is it's annoying. It's just annoying when people sit here and laugh and say, "Oh, well, your team is awful." Well, somehow we got to that. We got to that final. So
I'm not saying it's awful, but you're diminishing Harry Kane's value just because he doesn't turn up in certain games. But he literally scores 25 goals or gets 20 assists and puts you in a top 4, third, second position.
I'm literally. I know. Have I said he's not world class? Did I not say he's the best striker?
No, you said he's not 100. How can he be 150 mil if he doesn't turn up in finals?
I'm saying if you are that much of a player and a world class, one of the best strikers in the world, which I hold him to that.
I'm not being funny. I've watched Lewandowski for Poland, and some games he just can't get any service either.
It's every time. It's not some. It's every time. In a
Do you
semi-final,
think-
he's not the reason we get through. He's
Is
never
it
the
fair
reason
to
we get
say-
through.
Is it fair to say
And also,
that
as I just want to make one point, can you play well and lose a game? Can you play well and lose a game? Yes, you can. As a
Yeah.
player, you can
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
good
yeah.
game. I've never been
Right.
able to say that about Kane in a semi-final or a final. That's a problem.
I think you're doing him a disservice.
He was good against Denmark. He was in that. He was good in that game. I agree with your general point, Elena.
One time.
He's only got a World Cup golden
he
boot
was-
and a
he
nearly
was
top
superb in
scorer
that
at the
game.
Euros.
No, I'm not talking about this is there's a big difference between talking about a clutch moment and talking about a season as a whole. You want to show me season as a whole, he's the best striker in the league, of course.
But do you,
But
not
as a
think
clutch
it's certain,
moment-
do you not think it's certain games where maybe you're not? Look, I know you talked about Liverpool playing poorly against you, but they got 100 points that season. They were absolutely dominant. Man City last season completely
Doesn't mean you just
dominant.
throw away the game. Doesn't mean you throw
It
away
do-
the game when the
It
game is in
doesn't.
front of you.
Now you're taking
and
words out
they
of
play
my mouth.
awful.
I'm just saying. I think collectively, again, I can't remember Tottenham games. Every single 90 minutes. I'm just
100%
saying.
collectively, he's brilliant for Spurs. There's no denying that.
But I'm saying
I'm just
collectively, the
saying-
team has to take responsibility.
I'm
I just
100%.
feel-
Do you want me to go through the whole team? But I'm going to hold.
No.
the highest-
No,
I'm gonna
don't
hold-
do that.
No, but this is what I'm saying. I'm going to hold the best player in the team to the highest standard.
There's some merit in what you're saying. I'm just saying it just feels a bit harsh to throw
It's not
that
harsh.
at him.
Because at the end of the day, he should be able to turn up more than he has.
But
In the moment, I'm not saying turn up overall
Okay.
before you start saying his goal scoring record over a season. I understand that. In the moment, he's not clutch. He's not.
fine.
But
Right.
either way, don't sit there and say I've got to leave to win things when you've had your opportunities to win as well. It's just easier.
Yeah, but
I don't agree. When Modric and Bale said that, we're getting knocked out by nobody's in the Europa League. But yet,
how much
when
has
you say it,
hang
you
on,
literally played
hang
the
on,
final last season.
hang on. How much has Modric won since he left Real Madrid? Do you reckon, really? How much
What's
has
that?
Bale left since he left
Loads. What's your point
Real
here?
Madrid?
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
When they said that, it was true. They had to leave to win.
It's true for Harry, though. Look at last season.
Okay, did he play a final last season? Did he or did he not play a final last season?
Oh God,
But-
not
but-
with
but-
old Ryan Mason as your manager.
You
No.
No, but
might
that's
as
not the
well
point.
stop
My
me
point is,
there.
did he or did he not? Yes, he did.
He played
You
two,
might
actually.
have
He was there, yeah.
You might have
He was
actually won that. You might have actually won that.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a different argument that I'm not prepared to get into because I can't.
No, Daniel Levy didn't want to give him extra money and all that sort of stuff if he won a trophy or meant that he
Yeah,
had to stay on or whatever.
100%.
Put your club in the bin just for your own cash. He's a madman, that guy.
In my opinion, I felt like we had more of a chance without him near the club as possible, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, I get that that's not popular. But regardless, what I'm saying is, don't say you haven't had the chance because you have. That's what annoys me.
Yeah.
Don't talk like we are this big and you've never played in a final because you have.
I think the
Have you been in two
realization
title
was,
races? Yes.
yeah.
Have you played in 3 finals for the club? Yes.
I think the realization, though, I think what we've got to just to think about is everything was rosy at Tottenham. You had Poch, etc. Mourinho comes in. Harry Kane's fused by the situation. Yeah, I'm going to sign that deal. Mourinho, born winner.
He
We're
didn't sign
making
the deal when
fight.
Mourinho was here. He signed the deal when
No,
Poch was
well,
here.
when
Just so
right,
no one
okay.
thinks that Mourinho was the reason Kane was staying, because that's not true.
No, right, okay, but
It's a different
there
agenda
was-
that I have. I just wanted to throw that
yeah,
out there.
there's a reason though. There's a reason at that time, Elena, where you're thinking the club's going the
2018,
right
before the
direction.
Champions League final. Before the
Right,
Champions
but-
League final.
The club's going in the right direction, yeah?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, however, then what happened is Mourinho fell off a cliff. You then get Nuno, and I think he's started brilliantly, but you then get Nuno and Harry Kane spending time at Euros, looking round, seeing Jack Grealish going for 100 million. He's getting to age in his career and he's thinking, what am I doing here? What am I really
It was
doing?
one
Do
of
I want to be known?
Apparently,
Do I
He
want to
woke
be
up.
known as...
He woke up one
It had
morning
nothing to
and
do
just
with the Euros.
realised.
It had nothing to do with the Euros because he had already had a gentleman's agreement to stay once last season, the season before.
Yeah, but
The
does he want
season
to be
with
known
Mourinho,
as...
by the way. The season
Matt
we got
Letizia,
Mourinho, he
yeah?
wanted to leave that summer.
Does he want to be known as a Matt Letizia at the end of his career, or, I hate to say it, an Eric Cantona? These are the
But
where
do
he's
I
at.
care
This
about
is
Harry
where
Kane
he's
as
at.
an individual? Do I care about my club? You're talking to me like
No, I
I'm going to
get
sit here
He's
and
an
I'm
Arsenal
just saying
fan
where
anyway.
he's at.
I should have known
He's
there
an
was something
Arsenal
wrong with
fan
you. He
anyway.
was a gooner. Do you know what?
Yeah.
My dad said to me, we should have known there was something wrong when he got on with Mourinho.
All them years he's in that academy.
Let's move it on. Right?
You asked for it, Dave. You know what? It's your fault. You asked for this.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
It's entertaining, isn't it?
The chat
Come on.
agree with you. We've got people that don't agree with you. We've got people coming back in going, are we still talking about Harry Kane? We're going to move it on, guys. We're going to move it on, okay? Obviously, we know Harry Kane won't be rocking up at City.
Is it still 2-0, by the way? Because I don't have a TV in it.
He's probably scored 4 by now.
Yeah.
He must be buzzing being in that Europa Conference League. I bet he must be so sick.
Jose
let's talk about this man. This man, Ronaldo, could be on his way to Manchester City. I was buzzing when I seen this, right? Because you guys know I rate Ronaldo as well.
Oh yeah,
but it's the fact that it will just ruin the guy's legacy at Manchester United. That's it. Game over. We got clips of Ollie going, if you play for Manchester United, you just don't play for Man City and all this sort of stuff. Oscar, thoughts? Ronaldo, obviously, I know you'd have rather seen Messi come, but Ronaldo...
Oh, no, mate. No. Messi not coming to the Premier League's just disappeared now. I'm not bothered about that. If Ronaldo, right, scores in the Manchester derby and celebrates, does that thing when he scores, if it does that in front of the Stretford end,
my God, drink it in, boys.
He is the GOAT. I'm going to say it now. He is the greatest of all time if he does that. And he would as well. Just imagine that if he scored and he celebrated as well. Oh, just imagine.
There's that. We remember the Tevez thing. Welcome to Manchester. And Manchester United have done one with Sancho, right? Welcome to the proper Manchester or something. Can you imagine if City get Ronaldo over the line and
he's just there like that? He's just doing that pose.
Honestly, I want the deal to happen.
Yeah, I do. It's the fume. It's the fume more than anything. It's like, it's just imagine the fume over the whole thing. It's worse. It'd be miles worse than the Tevez thing. Because let's be honest, Tevez was obviously a good player for him, but he wasn't Ronaldo, was he? Ronaldo's like literally, for like Man United fans of our kind of age, he's probably the best player they've ever seen in the Man United shirt. No, he probably is. Like, if we're being honest, like in terms of where he was at those last couple of years, he's probably their best ever player in that point of view. And then all of a sudden he's going over the road to City to finish off his career. It's dodgy that, isn't it? It's dodgy that, but it's funny. It's funny all the same.
Corny, what are your thoughts?
I think it's sick, mate. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, not looking forward to it actually seeing him at West Ham playing against us, but I think that, talk about the football side of it. I think it's fascinating. I honestly think it could be a bit of genius. I just feel that you look at City, how many chances are they going to create? Foden, Grealish, Mahrez, all these players, Gundogan, De Bruyne, and all they need is one man just to finish it off in the box. Who better? Who better than Ronaldo? And I think from that point of view, it's a bit of a masterstroke. Honestly, I think he's a bit of a mercenary, let's be honest. I think if this tells you anything, he's such a mercenary player. But it's always been a Ronaldo show. It won't be any different. It never has been. He thinks he's bigger than United.
We love it, though.
You look at it, when you actually look at his clubs, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Manchester City, arguably one of the biggest clubs in Europe now. Look how big those clubs are. And yet he almost eclipses them all and doesn't care about any type of relationships with one another. It's just unbelievable. And he's got United fans on absolute strings. Strings.
The figures is that I think they want like 25 to 30 million, right?
He wants that. He will take a pay cut to join them. That's the bit in my head where I'm like, and I think with Ronaldo as well. I think he just wants to win trophies. And I think I read something saying he wants to come back if he comes back, he'll come back to the Prem. And I think it's a big factor, him, with Mbappe possibly going to Madrid and him not joining there and going to the Prem, that he wants to say, look, Messi's gone to Liga, I'm going to go to the Prem, I'm 36, I've still got it. Yeah. And because of the team that he'll join, he'll showcase it. Maybe he's that bit they need, even if it's in the dressing room, to get them over the line for the Champions League.
It's the personality, isn't it? It's the personality gives that. I think City, other than obviously they brought in Diaz, it's improved him. But then you see a big personality, and Aguero's just gone in terms of the moments he delivered. We're talking about big strikers who deliver big moments. Aguero's delivered arguably the biggest moment in Premier League history. Then you look at like a Ronaldo, and you're thinking that personality in a Champions League final, that person you can look at in the dressing room. Because let's be honest, that City team, they haven't delivered in that regard. They've only won domestically. When you're looking in that team, you're thinking, and you're KDB, and you're thinking, oof, you know what, when I look up in that box, it's going to be, because let's be honest, Ronaldo now isn't the flashy player he was 10 years ago. He's not someone who's going to beat a man, produce all these ridiculous skills like he did a couple of years back. He's just going to sit in that box. Pep will probably moan at him for 99% of the time, but he'll put up with it because he knows in terms of productivity, he's going to deliver Ronaldo. He's not going to press. He's not going to do all these other bits and pieces that all the other City attackers do. He's just going to sit in the middle of that box. You saw it against Norwich. Those ball, every single time they got the ball on that right-hand side, Gabriel Jesus was whipping it in. You're thinking if Ronaldo's in there, he's going to absolutely just bag for fun.
Guys, Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted 5 seconds ago, Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester City. Here we go. Paperwork signed tonight between you.
Oh my God. I'm out of it.
25 million feet.
I can't
contract signed until June 2023. He will undergo his medical in Manchester on Friday morning in order to complete the deal.
You know what this is? You know what this is though? This is Pep leaving in 23 and saying, get me a player like that can win me the Champions League before I go.
Just get it over in it, get it over the line.
You don't care. It's like when Fergie brought in Van Persie. Exactly the same thing.
I'm actually in shock. This is the craziest transfer window I've ever known.
Oh my days.
This is the craziest transfer window I have ever known, ever. This is
going to get done though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to finish his career at Juventus. He's made that quite clear. Juventus are just not what they were 5 to 6 years ago. He will go to City. As Corey said, he'll take the pay cut. He'll do it. Oh, honestly.
I need a United fan. I need a United fan.
Oh, if he goes...
I've gone on the proper Fab Twitter, and this is his latest one here. One sec. Let me get rid of this so you can see this. This was 2 minutes ago. Here's Mendes, landed in Porto after direct negotiations with City and Juventus. He's working to complete the agreement. There he is. So it's happening, isn't it? It's happening.
Did he tweet here we go?
No, that was a different one, Elena. It was someone pretending to be Fab.
You got baited?
Yeah, I got baited, mate. 13,000 followers. No, 1,300, sorry, he had. But just as Corey was speaking there, Elena, and I suppose it does, and Oscar was saying, does sort of back up your earlier point, that is Ronaldo it's better than the Kane deal, isn't it? It's worked out a treat, really, for City.
I think for the clutch moments and that Champions League, yes. I think, and for me, I know everyone's going to be like, oh, he's finished or whatever. But you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your dressing room. Are you really not going to turn up in a Champions League final now? He ain't going to let you. Just even like having that presence, I think changes so much. Like all sometimes you need is like just that presence of a person to just be like, yeah, like no matter what, like we are getting through this game. And I just think it's mad, but I think it's exactly what they need. I think they need just that goal scorer that knows what he's doing when it comes to the Champions League, comes to Europe. He's a Champions League expert, like, you know. So like just having someone there, not domestically amazing, on the European stage, because that's what they need.
Oh, he's not bad domestically, to be fair to him.
No, I'm not saying that.
He's not bad.
I'm saying Kane would be amazing domestically, is what I'm saying. So, you know, when you said, is it better than the Kane deal? Kane would excel in the Prem. I don't know how much he'd excel in the Champions League, but for Ronaldo, we know he can do both.
Yeah. And Ronaldo, the thing is with Ronaldo compared to Kane, he's actually won the trophies as well. So it's like
that's what I mean. He's a Champions League prosper. Like you're gonna, I don't know. I just,
But they
this is
need leaders, man.
insane, though. I just can't believe it.
They need leaders, man.
It's going to be great.
They've lacked leaders for so long, probably since Company left.
They need the leader.
And I think
leader.
the only one I ever watch and think, I'll tell you, what's trying to take the ball by the horns is De Bruyne. He's the only player I look at and think he tries to create. And I think, look, Diaz feels like a natural leader as well. But you've got that Portuguese core there, Cancelo, Diaz, Ronaldo.
2021. What a comment! Just saying, what a comment.
Let me get to that. I just want to go to this super chat from my good friend Lucy Chappell. Seeing as you wouldn't take any money for the programme you bought my dad last season, she's donated £5. Thank you very much, Lucy. The programme only costs £3, so I owe you £2, mate, but thank you very much. Let's just move it on slightly. I wanted to proper delve into the Champions League group stage, but we won't do. I just want to talk about the potential meeting of obviously Messi and Ronaldo again. Obviously, PSG drew City. That's going to be some game, innit, Oscar?
Yeah, no, definitely is. If it wasn't already, I mean, what a group that is. Like, you can't rule out Leipzig, you know. Can't rule them out at all. And I think, obviously, the Liverpool group's really tasty as well. But, yeah, look, that's going to be just something else. I mean, in terms of interest in a Champions League group game, I think it'll probably break records, won't it? Messi versus Ronaldo again. I didn't think we'd see a Messi versus Ronaldo game again after Messi obviously left Barca. I thought it'd be a long shot, that, but we get it first time around, and you're going to have two top quality managers, two top quality teams, possibly the two best teams in Europe. Would you say City and PSG right now? I'd probably argue in terms of squad strength.
I'm not on PSG though. I get it in terms of squad strength and all that, but I'm still not
squad strength.
Do it.
I think without Mbappe, it's more. Without Mbappe, it's a lot more difficult. There's no doubt about that. They lack a bit of pace. But look, that's going to be immense, isn't it? Obviously. But the only thing I say about it, I think I saw someone in the comments say it, is in terms of Pep and Ronaldo. In terms of Pep, it's all about the team and that lot. You know, team over individuals. There will be the odd clash, I think, between Ronaldo and Pep. But I think ultimately, I think Ronaldo just wants to win. You know, he'll do anything to win. If it's going on the touchline, managing the team itself, he'll do anything to win. So, yeah, I think City are the favourites for the Champions League if they get Ronaldo through the door, to be honest. And it will be interesting because Ronaldo won't play every week at City because no one does. Everyone gets rotated at City.
Is he the favourites?
I just think in terms of they've added that final piece of the jigsaw in terms of Ronaldo in there. And, yeah, I don't see why not.
But Messi is
literally... Who would be your really early picks then for the Champions League? Let's do it.
PSG, because I'm backing my guy
City.
Poch. I'm backing Poch. Poch parties.
Right, okay.
I'm going to go City.
Corey?
Yeah, I think Ronaldo puts them over, to be fair. I should really say Chelsea because I thought they were really good last year, but I don't know. I feel like it'll be City's turn.
I'm going Chelsea with the retain.
Can you imagine? Imagine their fans, mate. It won't be pretty if they retain it, trust me.
I'm going Chelsea with the retain.
Oh, my God.
Yo, what Lukaku did to Pablo, to that whole Arsenal backline, it was
Good
just...
times, innit?
Ben White had a day off, didn't he?
That's the best.
I
tell you what, Lukaku
I reckon Arteta said to him, I know where the fans are at right now with you being 50 million. He went, you've got COVID, all right? You're not playing.
He goes, don't worry, mate. I got it.
But that Lukaku performance, though, is one of the best centre-forward performances I've seen in a long time in the Prem. He was unreal in that game. That save as well off Leno, off the header.
That was mad.
He was unreal in that game. Unreal.
Unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. Like, I can't believe he's gone to another league and his level's just upped. And the funniest thing is with that first goal, everyone said his touch isn't any good when he was in the Prem. First thing, holds it up, proper decent touch, brings him into play. And then Pablo Mari's just dragged along with him trying to stop him. Can you imagine Lukaku trying to get in the box? Stuff that. Go on, mate. Have a tap in.
It's Jose tax when he was at United.
Lukaku puts the shits up me already for that Leeds United game. I can't lie.
Oh, don't go there. Don't go there.
The thing is, the pass into him was just always there. I guess you just have to stop that, man. And he's on the interviews anywhere. He says, if I pin you, it's game over. And that's what it was. You just seen it every time he had Mari there. And it was like, you're done, mate. You're done. What a signing. And that's like 90. What was it they paid for him? That's crazy money.
Is it 95? 97?
Yeah. But they made it. I think they only spent something mad like 4 mil once they'd sold a lot of their players. So no brainer, mate.
He's only 27, isn't he? As well, he's still only 27, isn't he?
Is he only 27?
He feels like he's been around about 15 years now, but he's unreal. He's absolutely unreal.
28 he is.
28.
Yeah. But yeah, mad, didn't it? Like he was unbelievable, I thought, anyway, and I think look, if City get Ronaldo, I think they're the favourites, but currently at this moment in time, I think a lot of people would say Chelsea are probably the favourites for the Premier League right now, I think. But if Ronaldo comes in, then it's a different...
What, without Ronaldo?
Yeah, but
City
without
win
Ronaldo. It clear last season
suppose.
without a striker. They won it clear.
See, I think Chelsea can win the league. I don't know if they'll win the Champions League.
That's what I'm saying. You've got to remember, though, when was it Lampard was sacked? November?
True.
November, December.
And then Tuchel came in, and Tuchel in them big games against top six just wins them, man. He just wins them, man.
He's frightening, mate. Like, even when you see against Arsenal, they could have won 5-0 and he just literally stepped off the gas and they just started to play around with. That's what worries me about. I hate teams like that because they go, we don't need to step on it, and he'll go the distance.
I think I'm related, but I think West Ham are very good. They're going to play some very good football this season. I think you'll surprise people. You could be contenders for top 4.
Yeah, all right. Not sure about that one, but I'll take it.
No,
I think on our day with that first 11, we've only won a game.
Clutch though in my FPL team. Boom, buzzing.
Honestly, we were outstanding on Monday.
No, but the football you played was outstanding. It wasn't just a result.
No, I know. I've told these guys in pre-season. I said there's something about West Ham where we're trying to play football, and then obviously in the Prem now we've just carried it over.
It's actually annoying. I can't hate you as much. Like I actually hate you less.
I can't believe.
So nice to watch.
It's all right. You're kind of irrelevant now, and it's Spurs and West Ham. You're kind of below us. I don't really care anymore.
How have you kept hold of Declan Rice so easily? Yeah. So easily, though.
I literally think it just comes down to Chelsea being able to pay the money that we wanted for him. I think
he is outstanding now, though. He's like genuinely is. Like you saw that Leicester game. He is genuinely outstanding.
When you see him in person, honestly, that you just completely get it. And I rewatched that game, and I was like, because I've seen some of your tweets going, he was brilliant. And I was thinking, he's fantastic, but I didn't see it all. The interceptions, the playing forward, carrying into the final. He can dictate it from deep, or he can play it through the lines. He's so complete. And he's 22.
He was the one that set up the move for the first goal, right? When Vardy made the error and he nipped in and then went out.
He did that all game. Did that all game. And he got the assist for Antonio's first as well. And it's just like, when he's adding that... Unfortunately, I do think he goes to Chelsea.
I think it is inevitable. I think Corey would probably, at the back of his mind, agree with it. And it's inevitable.
I've been open, mate, about it, to be honest. I think ask any West Ham fan, they'll say it's inevitable when you've got a player
next to Kante.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it? I don't know how they'd set up. What worries me with Chelsea is they talk about him and they say, I will rotate him, he'll play 20, 25 games. You can't. I know it's Kante and Jorginho, don't get me wrong, but...
he's better than Jorginho. He's levels above Jorginho for me.
Do you think they're slightly different type of players?
Jorginho just on the European...
don't give me that.
That's why I'm like...
Don't give me that. That is the biggest shambles of... He is a lucky man, Jorginho. He plays alongside N'Golo Kante, honestly. I seriously don't rate Jorginho that highly. Genuinely don't rate him that highly.
There you go. Right, just before we actually get to some predictions, we're 53 minutes in and we haven't even got to predictions yet.
I hope you're all good. When here, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I hope you're all good for time. But let's just briefly talk about Patrick Bamford's England call-up. I did a little bit of a live reaction earlier on, so you know my thoughts, but Oscar, I just want to come to you, mate. How are you feeling? It was quite a surprise, wasn't it?
No, I think it's been coming. Bamford getting in the squad.
Listening to me, was he, Corey? You definitely weren't listening to me.
I was. You said it was a surprise.
To play for England, wouldn't he? Let's be honest.
You're asking me if it's a surprise. It's not. It was coming. It's been coming for a while. Look, he's not scored yet this season, but he's made a big contribution to the last 2 home games. I think certainly that Crew game, I know it's Crew, but you just saw from that where the whole difference in the performance just was massive. We talk about obviously KP's importance, Llorente's importance, Mele's importance, but it's across the spine. You've got to give Bamford his praise as well because he's massive for this team. Can he adapt that to international football? I think he can. I think he's not at Kane's level. He's nowhere near at Kane's level. And don't take that as me saying this, but he's probably the closest to Kane out of all the striker options in terms of profile, in terms of what he does, in terms of being able to drop a little bit deeper, feed the wingers who run ahead of him in that kind of sense. He's probably the closest in that kind of sense, because I don't really rate Calvert-Lewin that much as a footballer, but I think he's just very effective at what he does. I think Bamford's probably the closest to Kane. Look, he's probably not even going to get that many minutes in this international break. He might start one of the games. He's not going to play all three, in that kind of sense. So let's see what he does. I back him, though. I think he's got the quality to give a performance. There's no doubt about it. And look, he deserves it. You can't tell me he doesn't deserve it above the likes of Ollie Watkins and that lot, and other players that have got in there in recent times, because he's just been doing the business now for 2 years for Leeds United. So there's absolutely no issue for that with me at all.
No, exactly. What are your thoughts on it, Elena? Patrick Bamford, England call-up. Are you bothered?
Yeah, no, I like him. I think he's decent. I think, I know you create a lot of chances. So for him, it works at Leeds because you play attacking style football, so you do create a lot for him. But I think it's great, and yeah, I agree. I think he's the closest you're gonna get to that type of player in that squad, because he is such a good goal scorer. He's a good goal scorer. Like he does score very much quite a few of the chances he's created. So Kane is obviously very clinical. That's he's working on that.
He's not replacing Kane.
I'll take him. If you offer me Bamford, I'll take him.
What, as a replacement for Kane?
Not a replacement, but a second striker. But put Son up top. Put Son with him.
I don't think Bamford don't really get enough respect. I don't think, because I saw the stat. Was it 17 goals last season? Is that right?
Yeah. 17 goals, 8 assists. I think. Yeah, 25 goals and 8 assists. Yeah,
brilliant record. All right, goal scoring records. Like in a better team, I would take him.
Better team.
Oh, you're brave.
Who's a better team?
Can you clarify that?
Who's a better team?
Moving on. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's good. I think he'll be fine up there in there. I think he'll be a good use of player. Like, you got Kane, you got Bamford as well. You can see more goal scorers. Obviously, the way that they play football isn't great, England, but yeah, I think I'm all for it. Like, I think he's a good goal scorer, good finisher. So
yeah. Good stuff. And what were you saying, Corey, about him not getting the respect?
No, when you actually look at it, I think Bamford's an odd one, because obviously he's played against West Ham twice and he's missed a fair few sitters, and he does need a few chances to score, but you can't deny his work rate off the ball, his pressing. You see the other day he brings click into play. These are really important factors. And let's be honest, Southgate wants a striker that's able to do that. I'm not sure I fully subscribe to Oscar's point on, he's the best striker maybe outside Harry Kane. I'll probably still say Danny Ings, if I'm honest. Honestly, I think Danny Ings has started the season really well, but he absolutely deserves his chance for England. And I want to see.
Could Ings do what Kane does? What Bamford could. Could Ings do what Kane does in terms of setting up players around him?
I like Ings a lot.
I think he could. I've watched a lot of him, and I feel that he does. He can drop deep in the two. He can press. He's absolutely lethal when he takes his chances. Yeah. Like, he only needs 2 chances in a game.
No. Ings is a better player than Bamford, but I just think in terms of style, I'd say Bamford's probably more similar. But Ings is better than Bamford. I'm not going to lie about that.
I love Ings.
Is Ings the best finisher in the league?
He's such a good
I'd say
the fact we didn't take a punt on him or throw 30 million at Southampton is criminal. I know he's got an injury record, but the amount of chances we create, if you had Danny Ings on as good as Mickey is, don't get me wrong, but I think Ings as a finisher is one of the best.
I honestly would. I'd say he's probably the best in the country at the minute in terms of what he's consistent. Like, he's consistently getting 10, 15 goals a season at Southampton, and we know Southampton aren't great.
Yeah, no. If we were clever and we actually sold Kane, we should have got Ings in and then went and rebuilt the rest of the team. I like Ings quite a lot.
Fair enough. So are Are we gonna get into some predictions then?
Let's do it. Yeah, cheers.
Let's
Sorry,
get an hour in.
They've waited an hour just to get to the
I
prediction.
know. Yeah.
We've not said anything about the weekend's footy yet. Anything at all. An hour in.
It's
Right,
my
let's
fault.
do it
It's
then.
genuinely my fault. I
Yeah,
apologise.
it was good though. It's good, man. It's great to have you back.
I
as well.
mean,
Yeah. Right, let's start it off then. We go in order. Lee Smith, I know you're in the chat. Get ready to put these in for Oscar to get more minus points. But let's start with the big one. Man City versus Arsenal. Now,
Good
Arsenal put a very, very strong side out against West Brom the other night. I think West Brom's side was second string. Everton knew we could not lose that.
They were buzzing.
Could
You
not,
see them?
yeah. We could not lose that game.
if they lost that, cut ties. Genuinely, just cut ties.
Nah, keep him in. I like it.
What we're saying, like Man City, surely are gonna destroy these. Who wants to go first?
I do.
Okay, Elena.
I'm gonna go 4-0 to City.
4-0. Why? Give me some more meat on the bones.
Well, their defense is awful. These are going to be lethal, considering, their last result. What was it? 5?
Yeah, against Norwich.
Yeah. They're coming off the back of that. Arsenal literally have the tiniest bit of confidence coming off that win yesterday, which was again under 23. It was like their under 23 team. It was like their second team that they played, and they won 6-0. So yeah, I just think that they've got no hope in defending City's pace and attack, and their defense can literally deal with Lacazette and Aubameyang. Like it could deal with that. Like I don't think that's going to be too hard. The problem is with Arsenal. This is genuinely not trolling. This is something I genuinely think. They have no players, no leaders that are men. All their best players are kids. So when you're going up against a team like City that are all monsters in that dressing room, and they're all, big players, and all your best players are youngsters, it's very hard to step up. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I genuinely think that Arsenal have a problem with having older, like actual men that are leaders and good players. Because all their good players are youngsters. So I think they're not going to be able to deal with City. Like I just don't think they're going to be able to deal with it. If Ben White plays, good luck to him. Genuinely good luck to him. £50 million worth.
I feel there was once a time when I was
Ramsdale had a good save though. Play Ramsdale. Ramsdale had a good save.
No, I was hearing him waxing lyrical about Ramsdale because he played a decent pass upfield from thingy.
I've heard about this. What was it? A 20-yard pass he managed to pull off, and they're absolutely buzzing about it.
I watched it. I was listening to it.
Like legit.
It's actually scary how low the standards are. Like it genuinely is quite worrying.
Yeah.
Like, it is. It actually is. Yeah.
I don't
but you're all forgetting.
Go on.
Lacazette scored within 2 minutes of coming on. Goat, mate. He's the best. He's the best centre forward in the league. He scored within 2 minutes of coming on.
Enough.
It's bad. It's bad. Go on, Corey. Arsenal, City.
I think Pep might.
Elena, what were you going? Sorry, Elena, you went 3-0, didn't you? 4. Go on, Corey. Sorry.
I think Pep sometimes feels a little bit sorry for Arteta. Like I don't know if you noticed in sort of second half of games, he just goes, "I don't know if I can do this to my mate." The only saving grace I can think is I don't know why I'm trying to sort of make excuses for it, but because City don't have a focal point. If they had a real number 9, if they had a Ronaldo, I would be absolutely fearing the worst for them. They're all over the place tactically. They'll probably be all right for 15 minutes like they were against Chelsea, and I'm going to go 3-1 City. Something tells me Arsenal will get a goal. Don't know from what, but I reckon City will just control it.
Yeah, Oscar?
I'm between 2 or 3-0 City. I think it'll be a similar flow to that Chelsea game. A bit like Corey, though. I think if City do go 2-0 up, I think without that focal point up top, I just think they're just going to pass the ball around for half an hour or so and just see the game out. So I'm going to go 2-0 City, but wouldn't surprise me if it's a lot heavier than that, but 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. Just quickly, is there a danger that Arsenal could finish bottom half?
Definitely. Absolutely. Categorically. No question in my mind.
I
They
want
could
to be in a
really,
relegation
couldn't they?
battle, but
I think that I actually feel sorry how their fans are accepting what they're seeing. And you ask any fan in this league, it doesn't matter who you are, watching them, they say, why is he still there? Like, what is, when you spent
can I make a
130...
controversial opinion?
Yeah, go on.
And I know you was going to say, this is rich coming from a Spurs fan. Winning that FA Cup with Arsenal was the worst thing that happened to that club.
Possibly because of the process. The trust in the process.
No, because he would have been sacked by now had they not won that FA Cup.
They're
He's got FA Cup tax in the bank.
They're the only club where you spend that amount of money and he's had that. I don't know any other club, even Ollie, and I'm super critical of him, has managed to get Man United consistently to top 4. Maybe fair point with a squad. But you cannot tell me when you spent that amount of money and he's been there for 18 months that he's doing a good job. There's no progress. There's no identity. They can't manage games. Granted, Xhaka's still at the club. They're giving him a new contract for some bizarre reason. I just can't. I half feel for him. So I think they might finish bottom half.
Keep
I
going.
think it's brilliant. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 City. I think they beat Arsenal. It could be more, though. It genuinely could be more. I think they're terrible at the back. Let's get some quick fire then now. So Aston Villa, Brentford, just quickly, Oscar.
1-1.
1-1, Elena.
2-1 Villa.
Corey.
1-0.
I'm going to go 2-1 Villa as well. Brighton, Everton, Elena.
3-1 Everton.
Nice. Corey.
I'll go 2-0 Brighton. I fancy him.
Oh, Potter. Good time.
Play some beautiful football.
I like him.
2-1 Brighton. Bazuma masterclass again.
Yeah, I'm backing Brighton in this one as well, mate. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Brighton. Potter, could he be a successor to Bielsa, Oscar?
It's a decent question, It's a decent question. I mean, let's
be
honest.
I was thinking about it the other day, thinking it could happen.
The similarities, let's be honest, the similarities. Bazuma, as I just mentioned then, plays the exact same role as KP. The exact same function. It all functions around him. I mean, the problem is with replacing Bielsa, and I don't have a problem actually with Potter. Right, if you ask me, if Bielsa left Leeds tomorrow, would I have an issue with Graham Potter coming in? Well, yeah, I would, because Bielsa's left the club, but it wouldn't be as bad as some of the other options I've heard suggested. There's similar style of football, but I think in terms of like the fan base in general, I just don't think they would take to a Potter in terms of the name.
No,
they won't be on, but he'd have to get the results quickly. But in terms, but the other thing is would he leave? Would he leave Brighton to come to Leeds? Genuine question.
Really?
Well,
that's not a question.
I want him.
No. If a Tottenham was available or an Arsenal was available, by the time Bielsa leaves.
By the time Bielsa leaves, though, them two teams will be in bottom half.
Enough. You could say that about Arsenal. Not when I'm here.
Tottenham won't.
No, Tottenham won't. They won't.
They've got Kane and Son. They'll win enough games because they've got Kane and Son. They won't get it being that much trouble. But no, I would genuinely.
He's rubbish, Kane, though, man. He never scores in the big games, man.
That's it. Doesn't step up. Never steps up. But it's a shout. It's a shout.
Finally.
No, it's a good shout. Right, Newcastle, Southampton, quickly. I'm going to go for 2-1 Newcastle. Elena?
Not a great game, is it? 1-1.
No. 1-1. Corey?
2-1 Southampton.
And Oscar?
I'm going to back that. 2-1 Southampton.
Nice. Let's quickly do Norwich, Leicester. Actually, just while we're on, I want to give Corey his moment, man.
Come on, bro.
Battered.
Yeah,
come on. You absolutely battered them,
oh my days, honestly, like it was so.
He also scored a free kick. Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Nah, honestly, we go up there, and it's absolutely mad. It's the first time we've been for a Premier League game with 60,000 in 18 months. The atmosphere was unbelievable. It was like there were shades of Upton Park, and the way we were playing. I missed the first 10 because I couldn't get through with my digital season ticket, so it was a right nightmare. But nah, mate, the level of football. And I did say last week, I said, if West Ham press that midfield high and they stop Tielemans and Adidi playing through, that's the way that will hurt them. And you see how many times with the Soyuncu, Amati, they just couldn't play through us. And I thought, we've done a job on them. And even when we went, Tielemans scored, and I thought, please, West Ham, don't do this to me because it's a party atmosphere. But I think there's a clip behind the scenes of the game, and Declan turning around to everyone and say, just calm down. And he obviously sets up that goal. And Mickey, the touch for the fourth goal for us was just
it was unreal,
disgusting, mate. I didn't even see it go in. All I saw was from the end of the ground, him just flick it over the head, and I was like, "No, I'm done. If he scores this, this is unbelievable." And it's a shame Locks isn't here. Obviously, I hope he's back next week. But to have him a little moment, but credit to them, And a lot of fans from a lot of other clubs start saying stuff now on whether it's on WhatsApp or Instagram, where West Ham look all right. I'm like, well, I did say, but buzzing, mate, buzzing.
Yeah, brilliant, mate, brilliant. Give us your score prediction then for Norwich Leicester.
They'll bounce back. I reckon 3-0 Leicester.
Yeah, Elena.
2-0 Leicester. I think they'll bounce back as well. Don't think it will set them back too much.
Oscar.
2-1 Leicester. Norwich. That's been some start for Norwich, hasn't it? Though the games have had to play already. 2-1 Leicester.
Brutal. I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester as well. Just Norwich are so poor at the back. Let's get West Ham Palace scores then. So we'll start with Corey.
I've gone 3-0 on my score prediction, which might seem a little bit over the top and could really hurt me come Saturday, but I'm pretty confident. I think Palace are in a transitional period. I've watched them in both their games. He's trying to play this possession-based style of play. If West Ham press them, we'll just hurt them. And we'll really, with Ben Rama on the ball, Bowen 4 nows, it's going to be hopefully a decent day out. So 3-0 West Ham.
What we're making to Vieira then still, I know it's still early days, but we're still thinking he might, am I still going to be on for my first manager sack, do you think, or what?
Possibly. Look, he's had to play obviously Chelsea first game. What was it? What did they play last week? Brentford.
0-0 v Brentford. Yeah.
They didn't play bad.
You probably expect to win that though, don't you? To get that. In terms of on paper, you do. I know Brentford are better than what everyone's been saying. It might not even look that bad a result that in a couple of weeks' time. But then obviously the loss in the cup. That's the cup, though, isn't it? Are Palace really bothered about the cup?
No.
Are we really bothered about the cup? That's the thing. But no, I'd say it's a little bit early, but I think they lose this game. Definitely against West Ham. 3-1 West Ham.
3-1 Elena.
2-1 West Ham. I think, West Ham are just gonna. West Ham playing really nice football, and then you've obviously got Palace are in that, as you said, transitional stage. So I just don't think they'll have enough to match West Ham. So I'm gonna go 2-1. Don't think it'll be as easy, but I think 2-1.
I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham.
We've got Kurt Zuma, by the way. That's another player we added to that. So
sorry, that did come in. Is that done now? Yeah.
Here we go. Stuff. I think that's another level for West Ham. Honestly, I thought Craig Dawson did well on Monday, but he has got his limitations. Now we've got a guy that's threatening for the set pieces, more athletic, fast. With Angelo Ogbonna, I just back our defence. I honestly do. I think those two centre backs are top class, and I think with Zuma, when he gets games under his belt, under David Moyes, with Declan in front of him, he'll just improve. So I think it's a quality signing for us.
It is, mate. You're right. 100%. It is a step above Dawson, that's for sure. Anyway, let's be honest, innit? As well as Dawson's done for you, it is a step
I just hate digging him out. I just hate digging Craig Dawson out. I just never sits right with me because he always tries it. He's the player that you love to watch because he'll win everything in the air. But I was having nightmares going into that Leicester game. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, he was good though, man. He was all right. West Ham were great, man. West Ham were brilliant, man. Ben Rama coming up. Looks good. Declan Rice, Souček. Just brilliant from start, from top to bottom, man. It's good. What's going on with Areola anyway? Why is he number one? What's the six there?
I don't know. Fabianski really hasn't put a foot wrong, if I'm honest. I kind of feel that he shouldn't really be ousted until maybe a Europa League game or a cup game. I know we've got the Carabao Cup coming up and the Europa League in the group stage, so I think he'll get...
Look at you, eh?
It's all right. And do you know what's best, mate? And do you know what's best? We're pot 3, so we're very low, so we're going to get 2 big teams in there as well, so I actually can't wait, man. Give me a Napoli at home or something, or Napoli away.
Imagine how much that'll kick off. West Ham versus Napoli in terms of between the hooligans and that lot.
It's better than Leicester. They were quiet all game.
Carnage. It'd be carnage. Like 3,000 West Ham fans turned up in Naples. Absolute carnage.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man,
it's going to be tough for us,
Can I
mate.
just say something funny? Apparently,
Go on.
Spurs fans were singing he's still the one we own instead of he's one of our own.
You will be singing "He's One of Your Own" when he scores
I won't.
in the league.
No, I won't. I'll guarantee you. I guarantee you.
But he
I
never
love my
was.
stuff, I
He's
don't
an
love him
Arsenal
anymore.
fan. He never was one of their
Yeah,
own, though.
man, anyway. When you get on with Jose, there's red flags. He got on with Jose, red flags.
You're doing Lee Judges where you just sit down when Kane scores to the ground.
No. I'll celebrate his goals, but I won't. I don't celebrate him anymore. I don't
Done
celebrate.
it again.
Harry Kane.
That Harry Kane, he's done it again.
He makes me crack up, Lee Judges. What a character, mate.
Yeah, what a guy. What a guy. Right, let's move on. 5:30. This one is the one, man. This I cannot wait for. Liverpool versus Chelsea. I look at across the division, and I was thinking about this after seeing Lukaku do what he did to Pablo Mari. I think really, is Virgil van Dijk the only one where you can say, yo, this is going to be a very good 50-50 battle between them two? Do you look to anywhere else, or is this the one?
Diaz?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, Van Dijk versus Lukaku is absolutely it's mouthwatering, isn't it? It's a battle. You know, it can go either way. Lukaku's got that speed as well. Van Dijk's probably the only one who can physically probably beat Lukaku for me.
I can't wait, Oscar, for
Actually
him to put his
beat
hand
him.
on him and try pin him and him be like, nah.
You can't do that against Van
me,
Dijk.
No.
Van Dijk's a monster. And you look at the way Van Dijk's come back. I mean, against Burnley, balls coming into the box, flung in, set pieces. He's just first to absolutely everything. But Klopp versus Tuchel, two teams that play similar kind of football, go over in the press. I just think, I honestly, sometimes you get in those big games where it's a bit boring. Sometimes where it's a bit like both teams a bit sitting back. But I think this will be a classic. Honestly, I think this is going to be an absolute classic because you look at the way Mane and Salah have started the season, Lukaku, Havertz. There's just goals all over the pitch. Absolute classic this will be. I'm actually going to go 3-3.
Wow, that would be a beauty, man.
Mate.
Please give me a 3-3.
Going to go 3-3.
That would be class. Corey?
I've gone 1-0 Chelsea. I think it'll be a little bit tighter.
Really?
Yeah, look, it'll be that Van Dijk Lukaku battle is going to be absolutely disgusting to watch. Like, it will just be. I wonder whether Van Dijk fancies the battle or whether he just sits off him and allows him to kind of come at him and then time it well. I don't know, but Chelsea for me they're obviously Premier League contenders, and Liverpool are a good side, but they have played teams Burnley, Norwich where they should be winning. So I think Chelsea just edge it for me.
Really, at Anfield.
I think they're that good. I think they're that good. I mean, the only area may be the midfield if you've got Liverpool's 3 against Chelsea's 2, but I can see Tuchel maybe playing Mount coming in there, or maybe you use Lukaku as a bit of a hold-up player like they did against Arsenal. There'll be something he tweaks, but I don't know. I just think Chelsea are the stronger team. I watched them. I know it's only Arsenal, but I've seen them absolutely dominate Palace, dominate Arsenal, win the Champions League. I just think they're a little bit just ahead of them.
Be a real turn-up if they were to win at Anfield, I think, for me. Elena, thoughts on Liverpool-Chelsea?
Well, it's at Liverpool, right? It's at Anfield.
Yeah, Anfield, yeah.
I don't see Chelsea winning at Anfield. I don't get me wrong, I don't disagree with anything you said because I do think they're very, very Chelsea are amazing, and I do think they are Premier League contenders 100%. But people sleep on Liverpool because they don't have a good squad. But as an 11, they have one of the best 11s in the league, and they have no injuries right now. Like, do you know what I mean? As an 11, if they stay fit, they're Premier League contenders as well. But their squad depth is awful. So I don't know. I don't see Chelsea beating them at Anfield. I think it's too hard for them to. I don't know. I just think it's going to be a hostile environment. As you say, Van Dijk against Lukaku. That's going to be amazing as a game, I think, just to watch how he plays it. But I don't know. I don't see. I think going to Anfield is a very difficult place to go. And then when they've got all these top quality players fit, and one of their, it's one of their best squads. As in 11s, I don't think that they can get the job done. I think it's going to be 2-1 Liverpool. I think Chelsea will score, give them a good game, But I just think Liverpool will get it done, being at home, having Van Dijk there, the crowd. I just think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good battle, but I think it will be 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. I can't wait for it. I do really fancy Chelsea, like over the course of the season, but I just don't think they'll win it at Anfield. I'm going to go 1 apiece, but I do think it'll be a great game. I
think the thing is, as well, is
go on, mate.
Even City, the City team under Pep when it was in his peak, they had Aguero up top and Sane and all these different names and that lot. With like 2018 to 2019, they couldn't win at Anfield. No one. It's probably the most difficult away ground to go to and win a game for me.
Especially now there's fans in. We know what happened last season when Burnley, etc., and they fell off a cliff and that, but it's a totally different kettle of fish with fans as well.
Yeah, no, and Van Dijk as well. Van Dijk and a much better defensive unit. It's a hard. I would rather go to City away than Liverpool away. I just think Liverpool away with fans. It's
especially for a game
horrible.
like this as well.
Yeah,
for a game like
every Chelsea touch is going to get booed. They're going to try and get into Mendy's head. They're going to try and get into Jorginho's head. It's going to be really intriguing to see how that Chelsea team gets on in an atmosphere like that. And Lukaku as well, because if Lukaku wins that battle against Van Dijk, no one can have any questions, because he still gets questions now. Corey said it earlier in the show about his first touch. If he dominates that battle against Van Dijk, you've got to acknowledge him as one of the best in the world in terms of as centre forwards.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Whoa. Now that is a different... If Kepa is in goal
hang on a minute.
This is a game changer. This is a game changer if Kepa's in goal.
Let me just check. 1 sec, because
that is a difference maker if Kepa's in goal. I'm not going to lie.
Surely he's not. Is he on about the other one? Has he got himself confused? Lee, are you on about the other one that plays at City?
How would Edouard Mendy get suspended though? How would Edouard? It must be the other Mendy.
I really rate Edouard Mendy as well, to be honest. He's another goalkeeper that goes under the radar as well, honestly.
Yeah, wrong Mendy. Yeah, Lee, wrong Mendy, mate. Yeah, wrong Mendy. We're on about the Chelsea goalkeeper, brother. Right, okay, that's Liverpool. Yeah, we'll leave that one there. Right, let's talk about Burnley Leeds. Both teams without a win yet. It's important for us, this, isn't it, Oscar, to get into international break with 4 points on the board. If we lose 1 point, 3 games, it's not great.
Yeah, no, of course. It's not just that. It's like Liverpool and Newcastle and West Ham, isn't it, afterwards? Newcastle away. So some very difficult games. No, West Ham's going to be a horrible game, after the international break. So we've got to make sure, at the very least, we don't lose this game, at the very, very least. But I still think we can go there and win. I was talking to Chris from Talk BFC, not being happy with Burnley's performances even last night. He felt they were poor against Newcastle. They got away with it a little bit. Henderson making loads of saves. They weren't great against Liverpool, and obviously they get beat by Brighton first game of the season. So it's probably not the worst time to play Burnley, I don't think. But we always know, I'm not expecting it to be what it was last time at Turf Moor. That game, Bailey Peacock foul tax for starters, big time Bailey Peacock foul tax. I expect it to be a lot tighter, a lot more with fans in the ground as well. Burnley, given credit, they've got an all right atmosphere at Burnley, to be fair. They make it tough for the home team. It's going to be a difficult game. I still back us, though, just about. I think Llorente coming in can deal with Wood. I think we've got the qualities to keep a clean sheet there. 1-0 Leeds.
Okay, good. Good analysis, mate. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Leeds United. Corey?
I'm going to go 3-1 Leeds.
Nice.
I think you got their number.
Good man. Because we need that win. And Elena?
I'm gonna go 1-0 Leeds. I think it's quite a hard game to score many goals, the way they defend and the way they set up. So I think you will. I think you'll win the game, but I just think it'll be just like a 1-0 just trying to get it in the box, keep trying to get it in the box, and eventually you'll score. No, I just think that they defend really, really well. The way they play.
Yeah, they do. Just quick fire. Do we think it's Burnley's season this season? I know it gets asked season after season. Burnley fans must be
Burnley
done.
season for what?
Well, for the drop.
For the drop. Don't know. It's a good question. I think they've got enough to stay up. I don't think they'll get relegated. But then again, we could have a season where Arsenal get relegated, so we just never know.
It's a good point.
What about you boys?
I'm trying to think of 3 worse teams than
Yeah,
Burnley.
that's what I was thinking.
I'm looking
Norwich
across the other
definitely
way. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
Norwich.
Norwich.
But-
Norwich have got that.
Yeah.
Even Southampton.
I don't think Brentford will.
No, they won't. They won't. I mean,
No,
but
they
Southampton, I thought at the start of the season, Ings has gone, Vestergaard has gone, you're gone. There's no way Southampton can stay. But then I saw them play the way they played.
I thought
Well,
really
the way they played against Man
Adams
United.
looked good, man.
But they did.
What
They did.
What about Newcastle?
Livramento as well at right back. What a
They'll be
signing
all
that
right.
is, by the way. What a signing that is
class.
in terms of
Oh,
going
man.
forward. So I think they might be all right as well. I think Hasenhüttl
I think
find
Watford and Norwich.
Are Watford that bad? Can we say they're definitely going?
I haven't seen enough of them, to be fair. I don't
I'm
think
not
it'll take too much
They
from the Villa
beat
game.
Villa on the opening day, didn't they? But after that, have they not been beaten last weekend?
Oh, no, sorry. I watched them against Brighton. So
I didn't see the game, but
But
Yeah, they were
Brighton-
beaten.
they're
weren't
okay.
they, 2-0?
I think lack of firepower might hurt them. If you don't have, and I feel that you get goals from Southampton.
Are we all
Even Norwich,
sleeping
you
on
get
the fact
goals from them. They're just not
Newcastle
good
could get
defensively.
relegated?
I think
Newcastle.
if they
think
keep
if
their Maximan
Newcastle
fit and Wilson, they'll be all right. That's the only thing they've
Maybe.
got. They
That's the
go,
thing, innit?
then maybe. But I mean,
Mm.
Brucey, bless him, he hasn't really got a clue. He just puts them out as the front two, and then they go
Wolves
and do
could be
it.
in trouble.
I
Wolves
think
could
they'll be all
be in
right.
trouble.
I think they'll be all right.
I think they'll be all right. I think
Wolves
they've
played
played
brilliantly
all right.
against us, guys. We got lucky. Those
did.
people, Wolves, they're not
Imagine,
easy.
imagine when
could have
that
got
team
something.
imagine when they get Poland's
we-
back
no,
and
we
Neto
didn't
back,
deserve it.
they'll probably go up a gear.
We genuinely didn't deserve to win that game. Genuinely.
Well, let's talk about Spurs now. Let's talk about Spurs Watford. Have you been impressed, Delaney, with Nuno's start? I thought you were great against City. Obviously, I didn't see the Spurs Watford Spurs Wolves game, so
Wolves
I know
game,
you won
yeah.
1-0. It was on time it was on the same time as Man United, I think, last week. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
we were. Yeah.
Yeah, but have you been infused by his start? And now the return of Harry Kane. I know you, as a person, you're frustrating.
Matt, can I just reply? Yes, I know Spurs are
Yeah,
playing
go
now, but it's the Conference League, so it's fine. I don't really want that rumor going around that I don't watch us. It's just I'm not really going to worry about today. Anyway,
Don't worry
just,
about it.
just,
You don't
just
need to
throw
respond.
that out there because I just don't like that comment. You see what I mean? Anyway, yeah. What do I think of New? I haven't been overly impressed. I mean, it's been 2 league games and at the moment now 2 Conference League games. I can't lie. Last week, if you were told, if I was in a coma and you had told me I just woke up and I watched that Spurs game and I didn't see who was on the touchline, I would have thought that was Jose. 100%. No, it's what I mean. That ball was awful. Like I'm not gonna sit here and scream and shout about it because it's only his second game in charge. But that football was horrendous. I mean, it was bad. It was awful. So I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. I don't think it's great. But what I say of Nuno, mid-table manager for a mid-table team, average manager, average team.
See,
That's
that's
my
harsh, you know. I thought it was a masterclass against City. I'm not Wolves.
No,
you got
City
lucky.
City was great.
City, you
No, but
deserve
we always
that.
play well against. The thing is, we always play well against City, no matter who the
Yeah,
manager is.
but it's
But
City.
you know they
It's still
haven't-
City.
Yeah, but they
you
haven't
know,
scored a goal in our ground before.
yeah, but that's like the past. You can only judge Nuno on what he's done now, and he's just took
No, I
on
know,
like
but
the
what I'm
Premier
saying
League
is I do
winners
think-
and
no, but I
outplayed
do
them
think it's a difficult place for City to come.
without his
is
best
what I'm
player,
saying.
without Kane.
Yeah, no, I know, but what I'm saying is Kane doesn't score against City anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference.
I teed that one up, didn't I? I teed that comment up.
But I do think that it does play a part when it's a difficult place to go. It's always harder to win, regardless of who the manager is. So I think that regardless, they've got that in their heads. So in my opinion, yeah, we played brilliantly. Don't get me wrong, there's no way that we get that same passion out of the players under every manager. I think that was probably one of the better games against City where we've actually deserved to win. A lot of the times they've been pounding us and they just can't score, and we just go win 2-0 with 2 chances. Yeah, they had more of the ball and more chances, but they actually looked toothless in that second half. So against City, I can't fault his tactics. Like, so in the first half, we played very wide. We were trying to cross the ball in, trying to square the ball. Wasn't working. Their defense is too good. Now, when we decided to come more narrow and dribble through them and actually spin their defense, we played better. And I think that was a tactical change by Nuno mid-game, which to me was impressive, because I was at the game. I could actually see the difference in the way we played, because when we were playing like that, we didn't have Kane, and you need Kane for the way we were playing in that first half. Second half, we used our dribblers in Kane, in Son, in Bergwijn, and Luke, not Kane, sorry, Son, Lucas, Bergwijn, and I think that was a very good move because we just dribbled through them. Wolves was awful. I can't even. There was an awful performance. We got it done, so that's great. But
would you not say as well? He's actually getting performances out of Ali. I think as well. I thought Ali was good against City.
Yeah, but Mourinho did that though. Mourinho did that for a short while.
But he shows his position. He's had the bravery to tell Ali to play deeper. I think that's quite strong management for me.
You look at Ali. He's clocking up numbers in terms of running, in pressing. Like, that's something you probably wouldn't associate with Dele Alli. So you got to. I know your midfield's looking a bit lightweight with Skip in there and Ali, but I liked your press in second half against Man City. I've got to be honest. I actually thought if we played you, that'd be an interesting game.
You know what it is with Ali? He's actually showing a bit of passion and effort, which he wasn't doing towards the end of Mourinho. Now, as Joe has rightly pointed out, he was great when Mourinho first came. There's no denying. But Ali is the type of player that I think needs an arm around you, that sort of constant encouragement. Then when Jose got pissed off and started telling him he's lazy and stuff, it just went toxic all of a sudden. Now, I'm not saying Ali's going to get back to that best, but at the end of the day, if we want to sell him, he needs to start playing some football, because his price is just going lower and lower and lower. So if we start playing him, hopefully he either gets good or we get him enough of a value that we sell him on. So yeah, Ali's doing all right. But yeah.
Look at Matt. Matt in the comments. Look.
I love Skip. I love Skip.
Oh, behave, mate. How did you get on in the Europa Conference League tonight? Get yourself to Belarus, mate, because I'm going to Napoli, so don't worry about it. Mark Noble's playing against Napoli.
I've never seen someone so gassed over the Europa League in my life, by the way.
Oh, come on, you got to give it to me. Do you know what I mean? I've had a right.
Me and Oscar would be the same, man. Me and Oscar would be
exactly. We'd be worse. We'd be so much worse.
Yeah.
God, it'd be unbearable.
we would be absolutely unbearable. I'd be coming on to the Europa League music. Everything. I'd be as unbearable as possible.
You got to live it up, mate. Trust me.
You have to.
But that's yeah, okay. Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
Nah, let's get some score predictions then. Spurs, Watford, Oscar.
2-0 Spurs. Kane to score.
Both?
It's not
Kane
a big
and Son.
game, is it? So scoring this one.
Watford aren't great, so yeah.
You know Kane's going to turn up in this. He don't turn up for other games. So Kane's going to score one and Ali's going to score the other 2-0.
Ali?
2-0.
I fancy he's getting in the box. He's getting in and around. So
yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 to us. I think we will concede because we haven't conceded yet, and I think it's just inevitable because we're actually awful at defending. So yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. I think Kane should have a good game. He was awful when he came on against Wolves, but everyone was. So yeah, I'm gonna go Kane to score as well. Son to get 2
and not celebrate.
Yeah.
If you don't celebrate, then that's sad, isn't it?
No, I'm on about you.
I'll celebrate. Of course I will.
Just polite clapping. Just polite applause.
Kane's got to celebrate every goal, mate, because he's not winning a trophy anymore.
I don't think. No. Let's not start this narrative. People will actually say this. I will 100% celebrate every goal Kane scores. I just won't love him in the same way.
Yeah. No, I get that. I do. 2-0 to Spurs for me. And to finish, guys, the team that were going to win the Premier League after week 1 and then went to Southampton and and were rubbish, basically. What happened to Bruno and Pogba, man? I thought they were elite, all this sort of stuff. Anyway, it's Wolves versus Manchester United. Let's get some score predictions and thoughts on Manchester United now being rubbish again.
Tough game, this. No, seriously, this is a tough game. I think
Wolves
they've played. If Adama Traore could finish, Wolves would be on at least 3 or 4 points, I think. Seriously, I think he's had that many chances. They just need Jimenez to click into gear. As soon as Jimenez clicks into gear, and I think he will. I think he's looked pretty sharp in the games. He's just maybe not quite the full fitness, and they've got no choice but to start Jimenez because the backups aren't really good enough yet. So I think, seriously, if they get Neto into the team, Wolves will kick on again, I think. They've recruited quite well, I think, and I think Man United were lucky against Southampton, in all honesty. I think if De Gea, who gets absolutely hammered by Man United fans, has saved them in that game. Fantastic save of Armstrong, and it could have easily gone the other way. I mean, if they're starting Martial up top, I mean,
they won't, man.
We're talking about overrated. We talk about overrated players, but dearie me, he's got to be well up there for once in this league in terms of overratedness. I think if McTominay's injured, I'm pretty sure McTominay's injured, so it's going to be a Fred.
Go for surgery, I think.
Fred Matic midfield too.
Disgusting.
Is it great?
Oh,
Fred Matic midfield too. It's not particularly great to me, that. But if Sancho will probably come in, I think they'll sneak it 2-1 Man United, unfortunately.
Cool.
But it'll be hard work.
Just my thoughts quickly. I think if Man United win this game or don't get beat, they break the Arsenal Invincibles record for the most unbeaten games away from home. I think. Someone fact check.
I think it sounds. I think I saw.
I think it's right, like to be honest. I thought they were at home though. Are they not?
No, it's at Wolves. And for that matter, I always think sometimes mad things happen in football. Was it Arsenal? They got to 49. They played Man United. They didn't get to 50, right?
Yes, yeah.
Is that right?
That's the biggest robbery, by the way. That was the biggest robbery of a game I've ever seen.
And I just think the fact that they're about to break Arsenal's record, I think they get beat. Because sometimes mad things happen in football. And I'm going to go for Wolves 2-1. I'm going to go for Wolves 2-1. Corey? Do you think Varane comes in, Sancho? Do you think he lets him off the lead? Can
I just say something? My mate sent me a clip and it had me in bits. It was Fred passing the ball out of play from 5 yards away from his own defender. They will not win anything with Matic and Fred as they're holding midfield. They just won't. It makes me die. They spent 70 mil on Sancho, 41 on Varane, and they can't pass the ball in their midfield like 5 yards. So I think.
Why hasn't no one got Basuma yet, bro?
I'm thinking the midfielder who plays for West Ham, who could probably fit that team very well. And I don't want to say it. But he would.
Take my hat off. He would walk in there, right, and he would be dictating and he'd be breaking it up, and they'd go, wow, this is what a defensive midfielder is supposed to be like. The only thing is, I will say, if Varane does come in, maybe he's more comfortable on the ball. Maybe Ollie wants his centre-backs in Maguire and Varane to maybe play out a bit, and you take the pressure off the defensive midfielders. I think they still win 2-1. But honestly, how many times with this United team, 1 week everyone goes, oh, they're going to win the league, they've got the right team. And then the next week, inevitably, they can't beat Southampton. It's just... They won't win anything with Ollie. It's as simple as that. Like, the blueprint is there.
No, I agree.
Ronaldo will make sure of that. He will.
It's going to be so good.
It's going to score. He's going to score in them games. You know it's going to happen. You know he's going to score in them games. It's just will he celebrate or not?
Loads, bro.
He celebrated for you, eh?
He did.
Eh?
Can you imagine social media if he celebrates? At Old Trafford.
I'm imagining Goldbridge. If he celebrates it.
He'll be banging his desk all over it.
Fume.
It'd be brilliant. Right, Elena, score prediction.
I still think United will win the game though. I agree. Ollie's not the one that's going to win you the league. I think it's quite laughable when I hear why not, and I'm like, it's Ollie. You've got the team, but not got the manager. I mean, yeah, like you say, you haven't got a midfielder, which is definitely what they're needing. But I still think they'll beat Wolves. It's not easy, but I think they'll beat Wolves. I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. And that's this week. That is this week. Wow. Hour and 40 minutes. It's been a pleasure, though. I really enjoy this show. It's been great to have Elena back as well.
I
don't
think anyone else shares the sentiment.
No, they do, man. They do. We just need.
It was good fun.
I tell you, one person who wouldn't, and he's not here, would have been Hal. How would have been Saturday going?
Bro, I tell you what, this is 10:15. Can you imagine? Gone 9, he'd be going, I've got to go.
Imagine the amount of hints he'd be dropping, saying, "Yeah, it's great about Kane, isn't it?" But it's not. It'd be also great to finish at 9 o'clock, Joe.
It would. But it's been great, man. I've enjoyed it, and I know you guys enjoyed it too as well. So, just before we do go, Oscar, what's planned for the weekend on All Leeds TV? What are you up to?
So we're going to do a watch along of the game. We do obviously get our pre-match previews. I know.
This time,
hey. But can we mention something we are doing in collaboration? A charity event. We are doing the Yorkshire Peaks for our sins. It's going to be 12 hours of hell, pretty much, mate. I don't know. I've been looking up walking boots. It's kind of hitting home what I've kind of committed to now, what we've committed to as a team. So we're doing the Yorkshire Peaks. We're trying to raise as much money as we can for the LUFC Foundation. Guys, if you want to check it out, I don't know if Joe can leave a cheeky link in the description.
Yeah, to be honest, Tash spoke to me, and I keep forgetting, and I honestly keep forgetting to beg the people.
But it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow. We set off for 12 hours of torture. During the Yorkshire Peaks, but it'll be good fun. It'll be a good fun and a laugh. So if you can donate, guys, much appreciated. And
then we'll go to the Football Content Awards and clean up there as well. Hopefully,
we will.
Corey, what's going on the West Ham way?
I don't know why you're speaking Australian, mate, but that's definitely not where we come from. I'll tell you what, if you come from an away day, mate, don't be doing any of that. Look, preview out tomorrow for the Crystal Palace game, and then I'm up there on Saturday, and it's so annoying when you're now going to the games trying to get a post-match out in time, but I'll probably be in the pub watching Liverpool Chelsea, so I'll probably get something out on Sunday, and maybe I'll do a vlog.
We all know you'd be scrapping. Yeah. We all know you'd be scrapping with the Palace fans. It's a London derby, isn't it?
Leicester fans quietly behaved, well manners. They walked through the West Ham fans, didn't say a lot. Can you imagine when Tottenham turn up? It's going to be absolutely nuts, mate.
Leave
If you're Lena on Northumberland Park, just with a flare banging on the tube, like, oh no, man, here we go.
And Elena, what's going on with you? Is Lily White TV still about? What's the sitch?
So I've still got my channel. Me and my dad are gonna bring back our pod. We just haven't done it this season yet, but we are gonna bring it back. We're gonna do me and my dad's pod. I do like the sports Q&As on Sarcasm City, which is like another YouTube channel, and we just sit there and answer. It's just a 2-hour long sort of radio show, and we just answer like any questions, past and present, any sport, and we just try and answer your questions. So it's just a sports Q&A. So I do that. We tend to talk about the big topics as well. So we have that, and then you look and ask questions. My channel is still up, so definitely go check it out. Lily White TV on YouTube, and the podcast is coming back because I really think people enjoyed the podcast with my dad. I think that was quite nice.
Yeah. It's good, man. It's good. Like I say, I can't wait till Harry's at least stringing 5 words together in a sentence, and then I'll have him sat with me. Don't watch that. Fogden and Fogdad, we're coming for you. That's Harry and Joe show. I've got it all. It's all in there. It's all in there already. Don't worry about that. You've just got to start being able to.
You definitely I could definitely see you as a fog dad doing the old. What does this taste like? It tastes like promotion, mate. That's still my favourite. That is my favourite moment on YouTube. I thought it was gonna be something like dead, like funny. It was gonna say. He just said, "It tastes like promotion." It's just the way he says it.
Tastes like promotion.
And they didn't go up. They bottled it as well.
It's
funny.
It is genuinely brilliant. Right, thank you as always to all our viewers tonight as well. Thank you for joining us. I know you've enjoyed it. Tomorrow I'll have a preview out with Connor. That's dropping in the morning. Then Saturday I'm going to do the games 12:30, 5:30. And then, of course, on Sunday, we've got the Leeds Burnley game, and then I'll do the Wolves Manchester United one as well. So keep it locked at the Just Your Football Show. Go check out all these guys' channels and girls' channels. And yeah, we'll see you back here next week. I know it's the international break, but we're still going to do it because that'll be the end of the transfer window. That's if the lads are thinking, we'll just have a chat about the window and Ronaldo being at City and being a City legend and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be good viewing. Peace out, guys. Have a nice weekend. I hope your team wins and all that.